Hello everyone.
Hey, Mukesh.
Hi Manoj. Hi Priyanka. Hi Ashok.
Hey,
So
hi.
Sonam will not going to. So we'll start now with that.
Oh, is she sick or something?
Yeah, sure.
I think Ashok is not say feeling well or something other region.
Hello, I'm Mukesh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah Ashok. Actually, like Manoj is asking about like is Sonam is feeling well, not feeling well, or it's a,
yeah. She told me I'm unable to attend class.
okay,
Some
No, I
personal
mean,
problem. Okay.
okay, fine Ashok.
Okay, fine.
no, I'm just asking Ashok, like, I mean, if something, she's sick or something, see, really, if you need to hold the class, I don't know. It's all everybody's decision. I'm just suggesting. No?
Ashok.
I'm Mukesh. Actually, I am Ashok
Uh,
brother. He told me to conduct class. I know everything how to conduct. He is
mm-hmm.
out of station. My name is Sampath. Okay.
Okay, yeah, Shampath. Uh, yeah, Manoj and Priyanka, I think we need to decide actually how we want to go with now. Do we want to continue or
Yeah, you can
can
continue.
we?
You can continue now. I will send record.
Mhm. Okay, okay, fine.
Okay.
Fine.
Yeah, okay, fine. Till now actually we have seen actually how we can go for case management, how to create a case name, what is the best practice to give the case name, how to give for stages, how we can divine the compose the case names, and what are the best practices for defining the different stages, primary stage, alternate stage, and resolution stage. So now actually we are going to see like stage are comprised of different processes and processes are comprised of steps. So today actually we are going to see what are the best practices state about processes and steps. Okay, and then actually we'll go for a demo of that actually how we can include in uh, Designer Studio or Pega Express to do that. Okay, so first approach actually when we go for process modeling, actually we should know if there is an existing process, we should know exactly like how is it currently like how it's behaving, what are the different functionalities providing, and everything we should know about the current process. And then actually we can think that what are the things actually like where assumptions, what are the existing assumptions once happen to make that process, and actually like what should be the Groovy, what are the process improvement we can onto that, what are the Pega provided features we can incorporate onto that existing process. Okay, so that's the thing we need to do when we start the process modeling, and we should respect the values actually like what the business values, what the organization culture, and what are the expectations from the business while designing the process modeling as well, and what are the problems they are facing, how we can tackle onto that without any reinventing the wheel. Can we use some of the Pega's features to to improve the process? So that actually we need to take on to that. And so in a traditional modeling phase, it's like it's with the three different uh, phases. Actually, we go for first descriptive, where we design the initial level of it, like vision, goals, and KPI. Then we design analytical modeling, actually we call about analyze the requirements. We design actually how the current process and what are the areas of improvement. And same which I described before. And then finally we go for the executable modeling, where we do the model the or implement the process. So normally this is in the traditional approach. When we go for Pega, so the first two approach, like the first two phases are seen in Pega as well. There we define like this phase is like about creating the application. When we started with the application express or Pega express to design the application, there we give the four things. Actually, what are the different keys we are going to create? What are the data objects we are going to create? Objectives, so that the ABCD process of application creation we do into the descriptive model in Pega case. So in earlier cases, actually LSAs are preparing the application, and once we created the application, it was going to use by for process modeling by BA. But now actually for BA as well, Pega Express is there, so they can directly start with the application. And next phase is analytical modeling. Like we started with analytical modeling, where actually like we started with the, capturing the stages and steps, and actually if something is required to re-engineer the process, so that we need to like for re-improvement and actually give the new requirements. So all that can be part of the re-engineering process. And then actually like what we are going to do, the draft process model. So there actually we are going to create some use cases, use story, what are the different data models we require, some of the temple UI, wireframes of the UI that we are going to develop in the analytics space. So today we are like we are going to discuss about one of the process modeling, and day after tomorrow we are going to see how we can go for data modeling and user interface modeling. And always actually like you see, process modeling is not a single event. Actually we cannot guarantee actually like that the process model we have designed is 100% correct. So it should be an iterative process. So there actually we should have interact with the experts and all the interested stakeholders to find out what is actually there is a gap, or if any requirements is missed, or they want more improvement. So all that need to be discussed in iterative way, so that finally like everyone should be in agreement that okay, this specification or this requirement is fulfilled, and this description is specification is completely describe the requirement. Yep. So the next page is like the executable. So in a traditional application, it's like in this phase, once a specification is developed, so we provide the complete specification to the development team. So they start developing the product. But in case of Pega, business architect play some of the roles as well. So they develop some of the mockup UI, some of the business policies, service labels, routing are actually done by BA as well. So what actually like Pega says that actually is when we are designing the requirements, actually we are capturing every prototype of the application, process, stages within the application. So actually it is not just give the prototype, it always like we are building our application simultaneously within it. So that is like will be going to help all the other interested holder, and it like onto the further progress of the project. It will be going to help to the essays and testers as well. So actually previous model is like always we see that it's a model driven approach to develop the application, where everyone get the graphical presentation of what the case and what the application is going to do. So that actually provide a more actually like speed and productivity is getting increased by the same. So that's the 3 pages which we have just discussed. From traditional, we have descriptive, analytical, and executable. And descriptive and analytical model is almost same as under the traditional one. Mainly, like we change into the executable model. In executable, we don't rely on from the business architect to define any prototype. So from the executable model, we give it directly to the development team to start building the product. But in case of analytical model, in the previous, actually, like business architect have to keep on with the project, and they interact with the more prototype, more specifications, and they prepare some of the other rules like business policies, the decision rule, and who is going to be route, correspondence template, like what are the email templates we are going to send. So they are actually like involved on to the design of that as well. And the other points is integration. What are the integration point also will be considered, and that will be also taken care by the BA in the design. Yeah. So now actually we see we have identified what are the different processes and stage we have identified. So during the discussions, we should check that which there are some of the things we need to know how that process will be occurred and what conditions will be going to occur, and is it like a repetitive process or is it going to be done based on some conditions. That all we need to decide on during the discussion. So as actually like in the diagram, we can see this is actually like a diagram for a candidate review. So a candidate can be rejected in multiple places. So if you say he applied for a position, so here we go to the qualify round, and in this qualify round the person is not fit for the position. So he may got rejected and go to the alternate stage. And in the decision, okay, in the conduct interview also, after we see that okay, the candidate background verification is not good or his interview is not good, so he may get rejected here as well. So we need to check that, like how alternate stage we are going to use. Okay, and there is one more thing. Actually, like if you can say background verification and approved candidate can go run parallelly. So that is we called it running the process in simultaneously. We can run the process as well. So one more example. See, actually, when we resign from the company, we need an approval from 5 different companies, and all are independent of each other. So if you have separate process for getting approval for rejection clearance from each of them, then all the 5 processes can run parallelly. So like we need from approval from HR, we need approval from IT, we need project approval like clearance, we need clearance from facility. So that 5 process we can start in parallel, so we can get approval from each one of them independent of others. So that actually we can configure that as a parallel process as well. So stages, and actually we have actually mainly the action we are going to cover onto that. What action we need to perform that stage, we are capturing all that within that stage. And Pega 7.1 and Pega 7.2, they have made some changes how we design the process. So here in 7.1, if you can see, each are different steps, okay, and each step is corresponding to one flow. Basically, we are going to do the flow modeling as well. So each one of them actually corresponds to one flow in 7.1. In 7.2.1, in 7.2, it's changed. There actually they included separately process as well. So process was not there in 7.1. So there actually I'm going to show you how process was introduced in 7.2. Concept wise it's same, but how we are configuring the process and steps. It was changed in 7.1 and 7.2. So what are the different best practices is about the process modeling? So when we design the process, we start with the high level information, and from that high level information we started discussions, and actually like from that we got to know what are the things actually that need to be got to the detailed level. So the same things it will be asked about the specification, that the 5 questions we need should be asked: who are going to do that, actors, what he will do, how he will do it, when he will do it. So how that it's like all the things we should be clear onto the process modeling. And what are the actually in the Pega's point of view, what are the things actually we are going to achieve that state, all that need to be documented and need to be presented to the specification, and we should relate each step with the specification as well. So that actually I'm going to show you. We have uploaded the specification, and once we created the steps, we can relate the steps with the specification as well. Okay, and actually I'll show you as well actually what is the work status means. Actually work status, if we say actually according to Pega, they have defined 4 standards work status: new, open, pending, and resolve. Okay, and they have given many subcases, substatus as well. So it's like pending completed, pending hold, resolve completed, resolve rejected, resolve duplicated. So they actually define many subcases from these 4 major work status. So that actually we can use to distinguish what is the current stage of current status of your work status. So that also we can set during the case designing as well, like whatever the status we are going to achieve onto the process. So that we need to identify where actually we are going to set the work status for the same. So we are going to see how we are going to set new work status, how we are going to attach the specifications with the process steps. Okay, and actually always we look for improvement of the process, where the gap, how that can be improved, how the Pega's features can improve the process. So that actually we need to see as well. And final thing is that the process which we are going to design, it should be efficient. We should actually if it's something we are designing which is not efficient, that will play negative onto the application process. So we should design the process as efficient, and if there is a performance issue or anything, that should be taken care. And again, finally, again the same thing, process modeling is not a single event. We should iterate the process, we should make layers with every stakeholders who are actually going to involve, and everyone should be in agreement for that process modeling. There should not be any knowledge there or any confusion or conflict onto that. So that's actually more on the process modeling best practices. So we are going to do actually like the same thing actually we designed from yesterday. So this is actually like we are going to do different steps which is required for the part of it. So if you see when we started with the objects up to the case, okay. So here if you can see from this actually we convert as the initial requirements, okay, and from this actually we are converting that to different states and processes within it. Okay. So in the submission, this is clear about the requirements regarding the submission. So in this, if you can see, for each leaf type, there is separate requirement. So if you see, for vacation or PTO, we need the specific days taken off and the hours taken for each day. For extended leave, such as sabbatical, medical, or family event, we only need the start and date. And for the bereavement leave, we need to know number of days the employee will be away. So there, actually, based on the leave, actually we are designing the different states onto it. So that's what we can see in the diagram, which I say initially we create request. So depending on the different leaf type, we are going to get some extra fields for the same. So that's we are going to create 5 steps in the first one. Okay. And the same is like we have for next stage approval, and it will be decide that we are going for 2 different stages. Actually, for one is for manager approval, another is for review of HR. So we divided into 2 different stages. So here, if you can see, here it's going to display a single stage of 2 different parallelly. It's like manager approval and HR approval are going parallelly. So either of them can go at the same time. And finally, it's going to be notified to the user that okay, your request is approved or rejected. So if this is getting rejected, it will be going to the alternate stage here. Okay, so he will get notified of the rejection and he will inform of the case will be rejected. And this is told about wait for the occurrence. So there you can wait say because it's in future. So we are going to wait for how actually your case is going to be resolved. And finally it is going to be resolved. So that actually we are going to start how we can incorporate processes, how we can create parallel process within our application. And there are some other things we are going to tell onto the demo in the figure itself. So we have our case. Okay. So here actually we have different stages we have created. So in the submission, to create the process, we have an option add processes. So you can add processes from here. So we can start with that. So you can see now when adding the process, we have 3 different things. Okay, collect information is nothing but a single like normal assignments, like whatever the things normal action you want to do on the time, we go for collect information. And if that stage contain any approval or reject, we go for this is Pega defined approval and reject. So directly like it will incorporate the UI and everything will be modeled directly from this approve and reject one. So when you go for HR and manager, we are going to use this save for the same. Okay, and in the more you can see there are some other things. If you are going to use an existing process, so that actually all the names of the existing process will come from here. So currently, like we have not defined any process, so no items are displayed. If you want to go for any existing user action, so this is maybe all Pega defined states. So there you can are there, resolve the case, change stage, edit details, create task, adjust goal and deadline. So there are some of the user action which you want to include, we can include that. And finally, like utilities. So utilities plays, so whatever the things actually like if you want to do some specific task, so Pega define some of the smart shapes and all the smart shapes are converted into an utilities directly. So if you want to send an email to someone, so you can just include the send email you want to convert the existing section into PDF, so that also we can use the create PDF. Okay. And same if you want to change state, so like we are going to see how to use change state today as well. So because from one stage to another stage, how we can use that one, we can do that. You want to attach the contain something, so you can use that as well. So this is the different utilities saved are there, so that we can directly include it in our process as a stage. Okay. So now we are going to add. So this is all the things which we can include it within as a process, and each process has separate settings tabs as well. So once it will like start the process, we can see that. So currently, like I'm going to add all the 5 steps which is we have identified. Okay. So now if you can say we have these 5 steps: create request. So so now as you can see, this is one state, and this is actually your flow name. So that will like it will be contain multiple onto that. So if you want to add one more state within it, we can add plus onto that. We can go for PTO request. So basically, we can edit the many things, and if you want to change the order as well, you can see that if you move to that one, then we can move, but we cannot move between the stages. Like if you want to move the create request from here to there, you cannot add it. You can change the order. You can change the order if you want to move the create request below, or it's like by mistake you want to say that okay, this needs to be done below. We can able to do that. The ordering of that we can change. So now if you want to add one more, like I'm just showing you an example because not part of this one. So if you want to add one more process, think are you able to listen?
Yeah, we're hearing you.
I'm just asking for the Priyanka. Actually, like he just left and he joined back. Priyanka?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm having internet issues because I'm in another place. No, I'm on holiday. So
Oh, okay, okay.
I've been having
Fine.
it same in 2-3 days.
Okay, okay, okay. Is it fine now?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, fine. So directly, if you want to see, actually, like a um, stage can consist of multiple processes as well. If you want to add one more process, so we can add one more process as well, like sample one, and within that we can define step one. So this way also we can add, and if you want to make that actually like both should be run parallelly or anything like that, I'll show you in HR1. Okay, so there actually like one stage can consist of multiple process as well. So that within that we can design other things in this as well. So now we have
In the submission step, the different leave requests are different, right? So
yes,
depending on what they select, only that particular process should run.
yes. So that
How
we
do
are going,
we?
yeah, that we are going to do the logic actually like on there. Actually, I'll show you how we can do that stage movement. Actually, like when you select select the create request, there will be a drop down. From the drop down, it will be say that okay, it will where it will be going to move onto which request.
Okay.
So currently, like we are just doing managing the application. So it's like we are not going to be that is like automatic business policy. How we can configure the step configuration. So that will I'll show you how we can do that. Okay. So in the process tab, if you see actually now we have moved to the next one. So here actually I'm using an approval directly. So you can see it is going to give the reject onto that. Okay.
So Mukesh, on this, each of the submissions also, like what you have is different types of vacations, right? Like extended
Yes.
leave, PTO
That's
leave.
right.
So sabbatical, whatever, like bereavement. If you have all that, that will be more processes added on that or steps.
Yeah, no, actually that's not the separate process. Actually, there will be a simple UI, so which is to support that type of leave. So that's a steps
Okay.
only. So there actually we are going to let's see in the create request. We are going to decide like what is like there it will be displayed how many leaves the employee has, okay, and which type of leave he is going to apply, and the leave which is applied, actually if it is applied to the PTO, it will move to the PTO, and from the PTO it will directly move to the step 5, and if it's applied for the extended leave, so from create request it will move to the stage 3, and from the stage 3 it will go to the 5, and if it's lying for any other leave from 1 to it will go to the 4 and 4 to 5.
Okay.
So that will show you that how we can achieve that.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is like different business conditions we can made into the stages and the process. We can configure that. And think it's not so much technical. Actually, like just some of the when condition, if condition, we can achieve from that. We can achieve that.
Okay.
Okay. So there actually we have within manager we are going to achieve manager and HR approval. So I'm adding one more step. As it will like again an approval. So there I'm adding a HR approval. Sorry. Actually, for review, actually we have gone and here only we have gone for manager, and here we can go for separate one for HR approval. And actually, like here we can go for notify of the candidate. So here we can, in place of this, we can directly use the send email utilities as well. So if you go to the more, and from the utilities, if you want to go for send email, yeah, so directly we can use directly. So directly we can see the symbols. Actually, like if it is an approval, so there you can see the send emails step. So that we can give them. So each of the form, actually like whom you want to send, that we can send that, like what are the text you want to send, we can update that as well. So we can see notify employee. And these are pending. Actually, like we are going to wait till actually like the leave date is reached, and before that, actually he can do some of the update process as well. So there, actually just wait for occurrence. So that's the way we are, and finally, like it will be going to resolve. So we mark this as resolve yesterday. Okay. And then it will like just resolve is completed. So this is the different way we have added the multiple. So that really that is not required. I can delete that, the complete process. So now if you can see, actually I did two separate process for approval and review. Now I want that actually like HR and this need to be included within the, I don't want this stage, okay, because actually I want actually like manager approval and HR approval to go parallelly. So what I can do is I can improve one add parallel process, okay, and here I'm going for HR approval. So you can see there is a word which is, I say that parallel, okay, and here I can go for not this shape. I want to go for the same. HR approval, and I can go for the notify employee from again. Same email that can be selected, and I can remove, I can delete this stage from here itself. So there is a delete stage. So if you want to delete that, the delete stage can be deleted. So now we can see it's changed to this, that one. So that's finally can be saved, that one.
So you took off one stage?
Yes, actually I moved one stage as a, yes, actually within the I made it parallel, both second stage and third stage as a parallel process. So both approval can go now. Actually once actually submit the request, it will go to the manager for approval, it will go for approval for HR as well.
Okay.
So on that time, before if it is on that way, it need to be first approved by the manager, then it will go for HR approval. So now it's like it is changed. So in this way, it will go manager approval as well and HR approval under the same time.
Okay.
But now it's like the main thing that if actually manager rejected or HR rejected, it can be go to the alternate stage. So if you go see there, this approval stage, there is a configuration here. So in the flow, yeah. So if you see in the flow, where exactly like it's created one more alternate state. So whenever you are using any approve or reject steps, it's create one more approve and rejects within the system.
So there is no dependency between the manager approval and the other HR approval now?
No, there is no dependency. Yes.
Yes, I mean the manager approval doesn't need to come first for HR to approve, not like that. It can be parallel decision. Manager can give approval, but HR can disapprove.
Reject the same. Yes.
Reject.
Yeah. So now actually we can see, so actually if you want that approved, so we want to set some status. Okay. So see actually we want that pending. Okay. Manager approved. Okay. So if you see that, like from that I get to know it's pending, but manager has approved the same. And if it is rejected, I want to go with the reject request. So I have many things actually from here. So actually like if you see below, I have 3 alternate stage. I want to use the change stage to move to the reject request one. So I can use the change stage. So from here it is asking which step you want to move. So from that I want to go for reject request. And it's going to set the status as resolve rejected, and that will be marked as a resolution stage. So that if I can mark that as a, so there actually is, we don't want resolve rejected. Okay, and the cancel also I want that need to be a resolution stage. So here I can make that resolve cancelled. So this is still like the status will be going to be set when we are running the process. It will be set as that. And it's always a good practice that actually once you have finished some of the part, keep on saving, actually, because this is a browser-based application, and by mistake if you close your browser or anything, so it's always a good practice saving the work.
It doesn't do the favor of saving behind you?
No, some of the stuffs actually is do. There are some of the concepts are there actually which take care of the active sessions will be like remain there, but
Okay.
by mistake actually if we have done some of the exceptional scenario, the work might lost. Actually see we are doing and actually we refresh the same session without saving it, so all the changes might lost on that one. So
Okay.
actually you see I'm doing it, I refresh the same, right? And what will happen is still I don't know I've saved it or not. So all the changes which I did from the last save, it might got lost.
Okay. Yeah.
So actually it's Pegas provide the I'm onto the same page. Okay, when I click onto the uh, close button and I will log in once again, there is an actually option if I want to do the save or not. Okay, so currently I've logged out, and there is one feature actually like I've not I think enabled that one. So I can, if I log in once again, the same screen will be displayed to me once again. I'm not sure it will be shown to me that one or not. There is a setting we need to do it first. If not sure if that is done or not right now. Yeah, I think it's set up for that. So if you see, I moved to the I closed the browser completely and I restarted the browser. I'm onto the same place, and everything
Okay.
whatever the rules I opened, everything was there for me.
Okay.
Yeah. So there are actually we have created the different process. So within actually if you see. Actually, we are going to see about this, whatever the different configuration we have. Okay, in this also we are going to see different configuration as well. So currently we have seen the case status actually we are set it with the for this one reject. So we don't want these steps because this is always whenever you are using any reject step, it's going to create an approval rejection one. So we don't want this alternate state, so we can delete that part. So because we are going to use the reject request for that, so we are using the same. For the same actually we can go for the HR approval as well. So there also we can go to the flow, and if it say that it is approved, it's going to be continued, and there also we can see that pending HR approved. So that started will be shown to there, and we can use the change stage, and from there also we can go to the reject request. And that
what are you changing right now? I didn't get that. What setup are you doing?
Okay, fine. Sorry. Yeah. So if you see, we are in a manager approval, right? I used a smart save. Okay. Just a minute. Like I'm just waiting for the save, and then I will describe to you. So if you see, I used a smart save here, right? Approval or reject. Okay. So that is a Pegas predefined save. Okay. From there, either it can be approved or it can be rejected. Okay. So in that, if you can see, this is the two options are coming. Actually, manager approval, it is approved or it's a rejected. Okay. So if it is approved, you want to continue to the next steps. And what is the status you want to set for your task, so that you can set that one.
Okay.
So basically I see that, okay, this is status, so I can get to know my status is manager approved now. Okay, and if it actually he rejected the leave, so what need to be done?
So that where is the status showing up? Like it goes like
it will be going to display to the user. Actually, yesterday we saw from the case manager portal, right, how we are transitioning between the stages. So there will be one case information is there. So it will be going to update the status directly there.
Okay.
I'll show you that actually where it will be going to display. I'll show you that out.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
So from that actually we see HR approval. Same actually like I did for the same for the HR approval as well. So if it is rejected, I'm moving to the alternate stage.
Okay.
So that we can do from directly from the change stage. There is a Pega defined feature, so that actually if you want to move between your stages, you can use this change stage feature.
Okay.
Okay. So that's like I'm setting the status as resolve cancel here, or it should be resolve rejected only. Sorry. If it is okay, so it's moving to the reject state, alternate stage directly from here. So there also we can update some of those steps. So finally, like if you can see here, actually I have a request to change request, resolve as withdrawn, and so that actually we need to configure our some more steps within it. So I'm actually update request. So actually I'm giving the same name as that. So here it's like we want to make as a should be given as withdrawn. Down the request, and here I'm using first as a utility save to send the email. So we have option to send email. So that I can change the notify rejection, and then I can get a collect information for resolve rejected. Okay. So this way actually like we have added many steps within it. We use some of the smart safe and some of the approval steps. So we can actually like within the steps as well, there are some of the configuration that actually I'm going to describe you tomorrow. Actually, what are the different options and the configuration we have, routing, instructions, how that will be going to be. So we are going to see that tomorrow. So now actually like every stage is designed. Actually we know actually like how it's going to be shown, and we can save it out and we can test it. Actually like how the case is moving. Currently we have not used any logic or anything. So currently like we can see from the create step actually like step by step movement up to that, and this one actually we can see actually if it's getting rejected, it will be directly moved to here. Actually approvals, because that's our smart safes that are pre-designed onto that. So we can set that out, we can check that out. Okay. So for the same actually when we can go for the launching of the case manager portal, so that the case manager portal we can mainly like we see that like how your application will be look like for the users, for the manager or user. So that's why actually we use that portal to see that out.
I mean, is it like a preview something or?
Yes, like we can see now.
Okay, the original one. It's not a preview. It's a real one, right?
Yes, it's a real one. Actually, like we are building the application when actually we're designing the prototype in Pega. We are building the application itself.
Okay.
So if you say actually like we have time off. Okay, so first screen actually I'll tell you about that one. So this is actually if we have some of the values defined data modeling, then we will talk about this part. So now actually like in this actually like all the steps it will start with that, like whatever things the UI, if there any UI is there, it will going to show that UI here. and then it will be like from the create request, it will go to the second leave type. So sorry, yeah, if you can see the status here, it's new now, right? So that actually status is going to be updated when we're going to approve or reject the case. So that is like it's moved to the PTO request. So that actually we can configure actually based on the create leave request. Either we want to skip the step or we want to move to the another one. So currently there is no UI or data modeling. That's why we are not able to get the other part. So but actually we can see that within the submission step is going to give going to move to the each step within it. And now actually verify active time, it will go to the two approvals. So either we can go for the HR and it can go to the manager. So we can have two routing out to the same case. Mainly like we can route the case to the two different person. So if you see, we have got this message, please approve or reject the time off. So if I say actually I'm going to reject this, so it will go into the alternate stage now. So I just can write the notes, rejected, and I can reject the same. So in this scenario, the case will be shown as a rejected. So it will move to the, now it will show there will be one more stage will be added at the top here. Okay, so now you can see it was moved to the reject request and the status is changed to resolve rejected.
So now the pending request and the other ones will not work, right, after that? Or?
Yeah. Actually, after that, nothing will work. Actually, it will not. Actually, the case is finished now.
Yeah.
So there is no further work. Will it go? And actually, if you can see the here, the dummy correspondence was attached now.
Okay.
So whatever the send, actually we have added a sending the send one. So the attachment will be going to add here. So currently, like it's not actually like clickable because we have not attached anything. Once actually we have some attachments, so all the email communication we are communicating all will be attached with the case here itself.
Okay.
And this is we have rejected the from HR also, like we which is one actually we have rejected. So it's actually already showing from the HR one. Actually from here, like different action we can see from that one. So currently we have not defined any rules or anything. So currently it is allowing to go for rejection from that as well. So but like you can see the status of the same work object is resolved rejected as well. So this is like we are doing for HR now. So here if you see, because we have not defined any business condition or anything, I can do now. Once actually we have defined some rules and validations, it will perform onto that. So it may move to pending request now. No, actually like it's, yeah. So if you see the status is shown to pending manager approved now.
So you're saying like the rules, if you put it there with all the options, then it won't even go there?
Yes, that's right. Actually once actually like we have defined proper validation, actually like the resolve rejected, and actually we have not defined in a proper way, and we have not assigned to multiple users, and I am actually admin user, and actually because the user which we are testing is an admin user, he has the access to everything, and there actually like it will be routed to HR department separately, and it will be going to route to manager separately. So that all things like if there is configured properly, it will be work completely onto that. So currently like it's not getting proper some of the like approval and everything, actually like it's allowing it to do it once more. So actually if you see, I cannot move to the pending request now. It's like still is showing that. No, I can move that as well. So this is, let's say we have done this part, and we can go only to the resolve as, because after that is going to the resolve and rejected only. That request is completed, but we cannot move to upper now. Like what actually happened is actually like we have started two different parallel process, right? We have rejected from one of them, but another approval is parallel only. That's why we are able to perform that.
You mean
Otherwise,
HR and the manager approvals
yes,
process?
right. Both approvals process can only be worked, but otherwise no other process. If you like advance the case, so it's now it will be completed as rejected. Okay, so now it's like you see that like we cannot do anything else. So it's now rejected now. So finally it's moved to the again resolve rejected status once again. So if you can like approve the request, it will go to the pending request, and then it will finally go to the resolve onto that process.
But when you're mousing it over, it is highlighting, right? Or
Yeah, one thing
pending request.
Which one?
The pending request.
Yeah, that actually showing the complete process, whatever that we followed. So if you see all the steps which are followed, so if we tick, tick, tick onto that, so like we have gone through all the steps within that stage.
Mm-hmm.
And pending, actually we cannot move to pending request anymore.
Okay.
So it's like the case is completed now because it was rejected. We have moved to the reject stage now. So we cannot do anything on this case anymore. And actually like the audit, there is a good thing is that like it says everything what actually happened onto the case. So we moved manually or actually someone is dead. So all that will be captured into the audit as well.
Okay. So
Yeah.
resolve rejected. Resolve rejected is actually the last stage resolve, right?
Yes, right. So resolve means actually the work is finished.
Yes.
It's resolved now. Yeah. And actually there can be multiple things: resolve duplicated, resolve rejected, resolve cancelled, resolve withdrawn, and resolve
We have a
completed.
stage. We have a stage
Sorry?
also for that, right? Resolve. After pending request on the top, we have a resolve stage.
Yeah, that is actually for the normal part. Actually, if it is approved, I'll just show you that as well. Okay.
Oh, okay. So that's only for
So,
the approved ones.
yes, actually, if you say that it is like we can just do it quickly. Okay, I'm just advancing it fast, and I'll approve in both scenario, like both manager and HR is getting approved. Okay, so that it will move to the happy path. So everything actually like approved and everything is going onto that.
Everybody's happy. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is the normal course of action. In Pega's term, we call it normal course of action or happy path.
Right. Yeah.
And actually, like other one, actually the other three are the exceptions or alternate. Actually, like don't that can be happen at any time during the process. So we need to take care of that as well into the business process. And there is one more terminology comes as optional process. So that we're going to discuss tomorrow.
Okay.
There actually like if so user actually want like some process need to be done for some of the specific case. So if you see we are hiring a candidate, so most of the interviews happening telephonic or Skype, and for specific candidate we want them to come to the like face-to-face interview. So we need to schedule when it's going to visit, how he will come, so that we can make it as a separate optional process to decide the face-to-face interview. That way I'm going to show you that tomorrow how we can go for optional process and optional events. So that's actually if you can see we'll move to the okay. So now actually like I say actually like I've given the notes as approved. So it will go to the approval is done, and actually need to go for one more round. I need to pick it from here because this is going to be assigned to two different persons, but now actually I have the Excel, so actually you can see it is changed that pending HR approved. And if I'll go for manager one now, and if I approve that, it will change to pending manager approved. Okay, I approve the same. Okay, so it will go to the notify. Yeah, it wait for occurrence in the time of, and then it is going to the resolve state, and then it will be going set resolve completed now. And I click on the employee has availed the leave and he came back from the leave, and within that it's going to complete that. So actually once I actually advance this case, it will be shown as a resolve completed and it will be complete the case. So now actually within what are the steps we have defined, we can design the UI modeling, what are the fields which will be required, so that actually we are going to show that one. So this is actually we have designed the case, stage, and then within that process and steps. And then within that we can design like what are the data modeling, what are the UI modeling we required onto the further.
Yeah.
And then
Mukesh,
we'll find, yes.
oh sorry, no, go ahead, continue.
Yeah, actually that's saying once actually we have gone to the UI modeling, then we go for some of the automatic business policy, how we can use the condition, how we can skip a stage based on some condition, we'll see that.
Mukesh, like my question was, in this option you have approve and reject, right, or cancel, yes, whatever. So yes, I mean that's always going to be, I mean I know you selected the approve reject option, right?
Yes, that's the smart save.
But I mean there can be, you know, this is because the decision can be either approve or reject. But yes, can there be some other business style where it's not approve or reject, but you know something else? I mean we have.
Yeah, actually in that scenario we can create our own custom one, because this is Pega provided one. In that one actually if you want actually anything we want to change that behavior, we can copy it, we can include more buttons as well onto that. So we can color that more, if you need more buttons, more actions need to be taken onto the same one, we can achieve that one.
Yeah, the action buttons we can do different ones, okay.
Yes, that we can do.
That's a different, Designer Studio itself does that, or that's a different one?
Yeah, in the Designer Studio that might be need to be done by SA, because actually that need to be not, I think VA directly cannot do that part, so that requires some technical knowledge to do it. So that work need to be done by SA, yes.
Okay. You mean the system administrator?
Yes, system architects, like developers.
Oh, system architect. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's we can add different processes. What are the best practices, modeling of the processes. So we'll see now actually what is the the process we are creating, right? Actually that's all about a flow. Actually, if you see this one, the submission. So tomorrow actually I'm going to tell you about the flow rule. Actually this is actually will give you the flow diagram, actually how that is working. So all the 5 steps which we have included, it will be shown as a flow diagram here. So as a BA, we should know how your flow is look like, right? So this you can see, we have all the flows here.
Okay.
So that is the case is the graphical representation in the stepwise view, and each process actually nothing but it's actually a flow. And if you can change here, the stage will be your case explorer will be displayed the same. So both are actually dependent as well. So what if you change in Case Explorer, your flow will be changed. If you change in flow, it will be reflect into your Case Explorer as well.
Okay.
So tomorrow actually we're going to discuss about this one as well. What are the different things we can do from this actually flow diagram as well. So so tomorrow we are going to discuss about the flows as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that in between this flow, the boxes, we have that create request.
Yeah, Manoj, I'm going to discuss that tomorrow. That actually called as connectors.
Okay, there's the connectors. I mean, it looks a little different. I mean, that's how it should be named. No.
Yeah, actually, like in Pega's
Okay,
practice. Yeah, tomorrow we're going to discuss that.
Okay, yeah, that's what. Okay, anyway, we're going to talk about it tomorrow. Yeah.
Yes, tomorrow we are going to see actually like about the flow modeling. Okay, so today see just about the process modeling. Tomorrow we are going to see how we can go for flow modeling. What are the different shapes we have? What are the use of these shapes and all these things we are going to discuss tomorrow.
So the beginning of the class you were talking about the process, the best practices of the process and all that.
Yeah, okay. That is actually about the process only, like not about the flow. Flow's best practices separately as well. So we should not have more than 15 shapes in the flow. So that's still like different from process modeling. So the process modeling is all about how it will look like into your front end. And this one actually like how you can generate the flow within Pega itself, like the naming convention. If you see the connector name, this one, and all the flow actions should be the same name. So that we're going to discuss tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's it for today. So we're going to see how we can going for flow modeling tomorrow, and if time permits, we'll see the data modeling as well tomorrow.
Okay. Sure.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Thank you. Have a good day. Have a good day, Mukesh.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.